Somewhere tonight, someone is staring at a balance with a minus sign in front of it. And somewhere else, at the exact same moment, someone else is on a phone call with a private banker who's asking for their opinion on the market. Both of them bank with the same institution. Both of them are the same kind of person, really. Hardworking, trying to figure it out. But the bank doesn't see either of them as a person. It sees a number. And that number decides everything. How fast the phone gets answered, whether a fee gets waived, whether a smile is real or just trained. So let's follow one account, one person, through every level of wealth, from below zero all the way to $30 million, and watch exactly how the story changes. Not because the person changes, because the number does. Level 1, below zero. It's not a big number, it's $9. A parking app charges you twice for the same session. A glitch, a double tap, whatever it was, and it tips your account $9 into the negative. The bank doesn't see $9, it sees negative, and negative has a price, $35. The fee is nearly 4 times the mistake that caused it. The next morning, before you've even noticed, a small subscription tries to come out, $6, something you thought you canceled. Because you're already negative, it bounces. Another $35, returned payment fee. $9 has become $79. You call. Hold music, 3 loops. A voice reads from a script. Fees can't be reversed today. You ask for a supervisor. Someone will call back within 48 hours. Nobody calls back. Friday, your electric bill autopay fires, and there isn't room. It bounces too. The utility company adds its own fee on top. You start skipping the coffee before your shift. Not a decision. You just keep forgetting your card. You walk into the branch to ask about it in person. The teller's face does something you've seen before. Not unkind, just colder, practiced. The face reserved for accounts like yours. She processes it in under a minute. No small talk. The next customer is already stepping forward. You leave without saying what you came to say. You didn't do anything except be $9 short. But you stopped feeling like a customer. You started feeling like a line item somebody was told to move quickly. Level 2, $250. You clawed your way here. 6 straight weeks of checking the balance before every single purchase. Genuinely hard. Nobody claps for this. Nobody even notices except you. The bank notices too, just not the way you'd hope. The monthly maintenance fee hits anyway. $14, quietly withdrawn, because your balance sits under the $1,500 minimum required to waive it. You are paying the bank a fee for the privilege of barely having money. You look into a credit card. The only one you're offered is secured. You hand over $300 of your own money so they can lend it back to you and charge 26% interest on it. Collateral for a loan from your own pocket. You decline. 2 weeks later, your car needs a repair you can't put anywhere. You pick up an extra weekend shift instead. You walk into the branch. The teller ahead of you is mid-conversation with another customer. Real laughter. A question about their kids. The second you step up, the warmth resets. Professional. Brief. It isn't rudeness, it's a switch flipping. You're not being disliked at this level. You're not being seen at all. You're on the books. You're just not in the room. Level 3, $3,000. Something shifts. Not in your effort, in your pattern. The same paycheck has landed every 2 weeks for 6 months straight, and that consistency is the only thing about you the system actually cares about. The maintenance fee disappears. Nobody tells you why. You check the app twice to make sure it's real. Real credit card offers start arriving now. Unsecured this time. Your name printed in foil. Pre-approved. Like you became a different person overnight. You apply. Approved in 90 seconds. The same institution that wanted $300 up front from you 8 months ago just extended you $2,000 in trust for nothing. You walk into the branch. The teller says good morning before you even reach the counter. Not warm exactly, not cold either. Something in between. Recognition without investment. You didn't become more trustworthy. Your account did. The bank was never assessing you. It was assessing whoever your balance implied you were. Quick pause. If you're the kind of person who wants to actually understand how money works instead of just working harder inside it, stick around, because it only gets more interesting from here. Now, back to the ladder. Level 4, $20,000. You log into the app one morning and your credit limit has quietly doubled. You didn't ask. Then your phone actually rings, a real person. Your new personal banker, giving you a direct line that skips the entire queue. They ask about your goals, your timeline. A $40 fee shows up on your statement a few days later. You don't call the 1-800 number. You email your banker directly. It's reversed within the hour. No form, no explanation needed. You test something. You walk into a branch, not to complain this time, just to say. The energy is different before you even speak. Someone glances at the screen, then at you, and there's a small automatic warmth that wasn't there a year ago. Not performed. Real enough. You didn't become a different person walking through that door. Your account did the introducing for you. The fees didn't get smaller, they got optional. And optional, it turns out, was always on the table. You just weren't important enough before to be offered it. Level 5, $150,000. The word preferred starts showing up on your statements. In the subject line of emails that finally spell your name right. In your banker's signature, you didn't earn a title, a number did. You walk into a branch you've never visited, and someone with an office and a nameplate stands up to greet you, guiding you past the line everyone else is standing in. The same line you used to stand in without knowing there was a shortcut. A mortgage pre-approval letter arrives that you never requested, for more than you'd have guessed you could afford. The bank decided your ceiling before you did. You're not being served anymore. You're being retained. There's a difference. The difference is the entire business model. Level 6, $750,000. Your banker stops emailing. Now they call. And the call isn't about you. It's about scheduling their colleague from wealth management, who drives to your office instead of the other way around, carrying printed reports in a leather folder. 90 minutes of questions, your goals, your timeline, your estate. Nobody tries to sell you anything. You realize afterward the selling already happened. It just didn't feel like selling. You call about a wire transfer that's stuck. Someone picks up on the second ring. No hold music, no script. The problem gets solved in that same call. The kind of problem that would have taken 3 transfers and an entire afternoon 2 levels ago. A product is something a bank wants you to buy once. A relationship is something it wants you to need forever. At this level, you stop being sold to, and you start being cultivated. Level 7, $4 million. Wealth management quietly becomes private banking, and the difference isn't the service. It's the leverage. You have a banker who manages a small handful of accounts, yours among them, who remembers details about your life you only mentioned once, months ago, in passing. An interest rate that was never published gets negotiated over a single phone call. A minimum investment threshold gets waived because the relationship decides the outcome now, not the paperwork. You walk into a branch you've never set foot in, on the other side of the country, and somehow they already know your name before you've said a word. Not because you're famous, because the system flagged you the moment you walked through the door. The rules didn't disappear. They just started being written around you instead of applied to you. Level 8, $25 million. You stop having a banker. You have a relationship. A line item in someone's annual performance review. Losing you would show up in someone's career, not just their client list. The bank stops competing for your business. It reorganizes around the risk of losing it. Deals arrive before you've asked for them, structured for your participation before you've agreed to anything. Eventually, someone from the institution starts asking for your opinion, not offering you a product, consulting you, as if your perspective is now part of what they sell to everyone one tier below you. The bank doesn't have a customer anymore. It has a partner, and the partner has a name. Somewhere, right now, someone is $9 short. A parking app just charged them twice. Their balance is about to cross into negative, and a $35 fee is already queued to hit the second it does. They don't know yet that nothing about this is broken. It's working exactly the way it was built to work. The same institution that will one day fly someone out to ask for their opinion on the market is, at this very moment, charging a total stranger for being $9 short. You were that person once. Maybe you still are. And here's the part almost nobody says out loud. You didn't change much at any of these levels. Not really. Your character didn't change. Your work ethic didn't change. Even your relationship with money probably changed less than it felt like it did in the moment. The bank changed. Because it was never actually looking at you. It was looking at whatever number happened to be standing where you were standing. And it will treat whoever's standing there next exactly the same way. If you're the kind of person who wants to actually understand how money and these systems work, not just work harder inside them, then you're in exactly the right place. That's what becoming rich and wealthy is all about. Every week, we break down money, investing, businesses, wealth psychology, and the financial mistakes most of us were never taught in school. So if that's the journey you're on, subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more to learn together. But here's the part nobody at the bank will tell you. Long before you ever have $1 sitting in an account, they've already decided how to treat you. Based on one single number, your credit score. That's exactly why I made the next video. Your life at every level of credit score, 300 to 850. Because that number quietly decides your rates, your limits, and whether you get approved at all. Years before your balance ever gets a bank's attention. Click on that video now, and I'll see you there.